Guys, week 3 of the college football season. First off, you already know, Kenwood Sports. But look, LSU at South Carolina. This is a road game for LSU. The third week of the season already. SEC play, big boy football. It's time, man. It's no time to fall back. It's no time to slip up. Listen, this is the first year they're having a 12-team playoff. And there's no reason, not one reason why. We already had one slip up. No reason why LSU shouldn't be in this 12-team playoff. Ranked at number 16, already done lost to USC at a neutral location in the first week of the season when you're supposed to be establishing yourself as a premier program in the country. LSU, Brian Kelly, one of the winningest active coaches right now in college football. He's going to be on the hot seat pretty early. Now, South Carolina, if you come out there playing with South Carolina, thinking it's a game, thinking they sweet, you're going to get sent home. You're going to sit home real early. I'm telling you. Gary Nussmeier, this is the time to establish yourself. I've been talking about you, and it ain't been good talk. You've been on the bench for 3 whole years. You hadn't had a chance to show as much as you possibly could show if you was on the field, of course. But you being the guy that you is coming off the bench, I didn't really believe in you too much. You have showed me the first game that in clutch time, you threw the ball away for one in the second half. You did what you were supposed to do against Nicholls State. You threw, 5 touchdowns against Nicholls State. I'm not even worried about what you did against Nicholls State. Now it's time to play big boy football, SEC football. You got in sparingly over your first 3 years. I ain't have no reason to believe in you. I seen what you did in the time that you did it, and you didn't look good when you was doing it. All right? So that's why I said what I said about Gary Nussmeier. Now, you didn't play bad against USC. It wasn't that you played bad, but you didn't play good enough to win. And that was a team that you were supposed to beat. A guy by the name of Miller Moss was the quarterback for the other team. I don't see nothing special about USC. USC hadn't been relevant, and even when they had Caleb Williams last year, they wasn't that relevant. LSU been losing openers 5 years back to back, 4 or 5. That might have been the 5th straight year that we done lost openers back to back. It's SEC big boy football. It's time to establish yourself and get on the right track to get in this 12-team playoff, man. There's no reason why LSU shouldn't be in there. There's no reason why LSU shouldn't be in there. You're going to hear that from the fans. You're going to hear that from the fans real soon if LSU don't go to South Carolina and win this game. Because last week, South Carolina went out there and blew Kentucky out. Blew Kentucky out. At this point in the year, we don't know where anybody going to be. We know what Georgia going to be. That's a fact. Kirby Smart, we know what Kirby Smart brings to the table. We know where Kirby Smart got it from. Messing with Nick Saban. He was with Nick Saban when he was in Alabama. He was with Nick Saban when he was at LSU. He got that grit. All right, so it's time for Brian Kelly to put his foot down and get these guys to handle their business on their assignments, man. Kyron Lacey, you know what you got to do. Josh Williams, you know what you got to do at the running back position. Harold Perkins, you know what you got to do on defense. It's time for some more people on defense to establish themselves. We got to get right for this game in South Carolina, because it's not going to be no pushover. It's not going to be no. I'm not worried about what South Carolina rankings is. I'm not worried about who their coach is. Matter of fact, Shane Beamer, I think they coach. I think that's who their coach is. I think he came from Oklahoma, if I ain't mistaken. He came from Oklahoma, I believe. But anyway, if he didn't come from Oklahoma, I know who their coach is, as a matter of fact. But listen, this is a game LSU must win. The first SEC game of the year. You got to establish yourself right here. The whole SEC watching y'all right now. Alabama got a new coach. LSU, we're on our 3rd year with Brian Kelly. It's a must you establish yourself right here. It's a must you get your respect right here, because the college football world, they're going to judge you based off this game right here. It's the 3rd week of the season, and you got to have it together by now if you're going to be one of the teams that's going to be in this 12-team playoff. From here on out, from here to the rest of the season, South Carolina is not no powerhouse. Like I said, we don't know what anybody going to be, but they showed me last week that they not playing around when they beat Kentucky, how they beat them. Kentucky not a powerhouse either, but everybody's still establishing themselves, and this is the time for LSU to do it. Brian Kelly, you're going to start hearing it from these fans. If you already hadn't started hearing it from these fans, I know how LSU fans are. I'm one of the biggest. I'm telling you, you're going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from the people who I know that's LSU fans, the real ones, the diehards, the ones that's been down Gotta put your foot down right here. Cause Georgia not gonna play with you. Alabama not gonna play with you. You know how Florida get down. You know Arkansas gonna give you your best. Florida and Arkansas not even looking like they're gonna be anything like talking about this year. But you know how it is when they come to play LSU. You must get this win. This is a must win in week 3 because of the respect factor and because of the 12-team playoff. If anybody's supposed to be in there this year, the looks that LSU get only not only just for that, because of recruitment too. To get the players that we're supposed to get, we cannot go out there losing to South Carolina. It's time to put your foot down.